Imagine this scenario. Tensions in the South China Sea escalate and shots are exchanged between the US and China. Suddenly, a Chinese drone mothership takes off, unleashing a swarm of dozens of deadly UVs that streak towards a US military base on the first island chain. Air raid sirens blare, and US air defense forces scramble into action. But instead of the skies being filled with anti-drone missiles and gunfire, the base simply fires off a handful of its own UVs. It seems like an utterly inadequate response. How could these few drones possibly contend with a massive approaching swarm? Yet, as the US drones draw near, the Chinese drones begin to fall from the sky, disabled and completely useless. Chinese commanders watch in shock as their swarm is defeated. And then US G-guided missiles begin streaking towards their hastily retreating mothership. It sounds like something straight out of science fiction, but this is all too real. The US has successfully tested and is now deploying a groundbreaking anti-drone system that can literally knock enemy drones out of the sky without firing a single shot or even ramming them directly. This is the Coyote Block 3 and K. Let's get the inside scoop on this innovative futuristic weapon and explore how it could prove decisive in any future clash involving the US, China, Russia, or Iran. Footage released from US Army tests at the Yuma Proving Grounds in Arizona in early 2026 shows the Coyote Block 3K, which stands for non-kinetic, zapping a swarm of drones right out of the sky. These tests, part of what's known as the Low, Slow, Small Unmanned Aircraft Integrated Defeat System, or LIDS, were designed to validate the latest Coyote variant under intense drone saturation attacks. Around 10 drones approached from various directions, challenging the supporting radar's Ku radio frequency sensor to track them and testing the Coyote's ability to lock on, make decisions, and engage. Based on the footage provided by its manufacturer, Raytheon, the tests were a resounding success. In the video, the incoming drones simply tumble from the sky as they come into proximity with the Coyote. Not a single one escapes. And here's the cherry on top. Once its mission is complete, the Coyote is guided into a large net where it can be recovered, intact, and reused. These tests indicate that the Coyote Block 3 and K drones are likely ready for deployment if they haven't been already. This brings to fruition a process that began in earnest half a decade ago. In February 2021, the US Defense Department, which President Donald Trump had recently redubbed the Department of War, announced a $33 million contract award to Raytheon. The goal was to develop a Coyote Block 3 autonomous strike capabilities supporting the Navy's Future Advanced Strike or FAST initiative. This included work to achieve operational launch capability from unmanned surface vessels, UCZs, and unmanned underwater vessels, UVZs, with an expected completion date of February 2020. Substantial progress was clearly made because in April 2022, the Defense Department announced a $10 million modification to that contract. This modification was specifically for designing, building, and integrating the Coyote Block 3 launch tube assembly into a UV. The contract also required Raytheon to procure and deliver the air systems needed for the UV demonstration and to provide extensive systems, engineering, integration, and test support. This work also encompassed high-volume, long-range precision strike capabilities from UCZs and fires. Raytheon was further tasked with providing field support personnel, test readiness, safety coordination, program management, and optional integration of government-furnished equipment for forward payloads and tests, all expected by the end of November 2023. Then in May 2023, Raytheon received another cost plus fixed fee contract worth up to $47 million to complete these modifications, with the work now slated for completion by Christmas Day 2024. Now, the Coyotes in the footage from the latest tests were shown being fired from ground-based launchers. More on those in a minute, so it's not yet clear if they've been tested or deployed on the Navy's UVs or UVs. But the timing of this latest test and its success is poignant, not just for its military implications, but also for Donald Trump and the shareholders of ArtX Corporation, Raytheon's holding company. In January 2026, Trump issued an executive order threatening to restrict dividends and stock buybacks of US defense contractors unless they improve delivery performance. The Pentagon subsequently announced comprehensive performance evaluations of its contractors, with RTX Corporation named as one of the main companies being targeted, along with other major defense firms like Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman. RTX Corporation is thus under pressure to increase weapon production while maintaining investor returns, which in recent years have been, to say the least, extremely lucrative. The RTX share price may have fallen by almost 1% in the weeks following Trump's announcement. but it's still up over 60% compared to a year ago, and an incredible 75% compared to 5 years ago. So successfully delivering the Coyote Block 3 and take, even if these tests come more than a year past the expected delivery date, should go a long way to offset Raytheon's other recent high-profile delivery delays with AGM-15 4cc Joint Standoff Weapon glide bombs and SMIX missiles. And that should keep both Trump and investors happy, especially when you consider the sheer military potential. That's because right now, the Coyote 3 is a truly unique weapon with capabilities and use cases that set it apart from anything else in its class. And showcasing the most interesting and consequential new weapon systems is exactly what we specialize in here at the Military Show, along with cutting-edge reporting and analysis of the latest military developments in all the major hotspots on the planet. So, make sure to subscribe to the channel for the inside scoop on what's really going on in global military affairs. As its name suggests, the Coyote Block 3 is the third evolution of the Coyote platform. Both previous iterations, Coyote Block 1 and Block 2, are already in use with the US military, underscoring just how highly the platform is regarded. The original Block 1 was the result of a 2004 US Navy Office of Naval Research on-More specification for a Sukhoi Launch Unmanned Aerial Vehicle, or SLUV. This was designed to be an expendable vehicle stored in and launched from a standard airborne sauna dispenser with its primary mission to provide P-3 Orion patrol aircraft with standoff surveillance capability. Advanced Ceramics Research Incorporated, which was later acquired by Raytheon, was awarded the contract and delivered the Coyote with its maiden flight in 2007. The Coyote comes packed in a canister, which can be launched either from ships with standard Sukhoi dispensers or from the ground using a pneumatic tube launcher. Once ejected, a parachute deploys, drawing the canister away from the airframe. Then the UV's two pairs of wings, twin vertical tails, and propeller blades extend. A small electric motor starts and the autopilot initiates a pull-up maneuver. The Coyote also features a GPS-based navigation system for fully automatic missions, but it can also be controlled via a line-of-sight data link. While its initial and current primary usage is for intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, it can also be equipped with a kinetic warhead and converted into a loitering munition. What's more, Raytheon has successfully demonstrated the Coyote's swarming capabilities as part of UNR's low-cost UV swarming technology, or LOCUST program, where several UVs operate together autonomously as a team. This capability also extends to the Block 2 and Block 3 variants. As an aside, whoever is inside the US Navy, and particularly the UNOR, who devises the names for these programs, they don't get the credit they deserve. LOCUST, as a name for a drone swarm, where the acronym fits the word so precisely, is sensational work by the designation department. But be that as it may, while the Coyote's ability to swarm made it a contender for the LOCUST program, its relatively slow speed put it at a disadvantage, especially when quick engagement of fast-moving incoming adversary drones is needed. With a length of 3 feet, a wingspan of just under 5 vart, and a weight of 13 L-bars without a warhead, it's a good size for a canister launch UAV. Its 30,000 FT ceiling and 80-mile link range make it very useful for easier across an extended area. However, its maximum speed of 80 MFR and cruising speed of 63 MFR are simply not fast enough to effectively take on, say, a Russian Garand drone,